Okay, as we continue for the second part, I think we will just give some problem no related to annuity. Kasi to sa unang-unang part ay na-discuss ko na yung ibig sabihin ng annuity. No, para madali siyang maintindihan, I think we can have a problem which is very important no na maintindihan natin. Okay, for example, I was asked no what annuity is required. Listen, this is the question no. What annuity is required, okay, over 12 years. Over 12 years to equate, okay, with a future amount, okay, of 20,000 pesos. Assume, let's say for example, no, assume lang natin na yung ating uh, interest or yung I natin is 6% annually. Okay. So we are asked to solve the annuity which is required to 12 years. So again, ano ang definition ng annuity? Alam natin, di ba? Ang pag sinabi natin annuity defined as the series of equal payments at equal interval uh, of time, no? So for example, dahil equal interval of time siya, mag-start tayo at 0, okay? So hanggang 12. So mag-start tayo ng payment do sa first year, di ba? Second, third, fourth, fifth, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, di ba? So basically, ganyan, di ba? So pag ganyan, maglalagay lang tayo dito ng ano, let's say the annuity. Okay, ito na yung annuity natin, no? Okay, this is the annuity. Okay, so now, we have here, as you notice from here, we have the total, no? O yung tinatawag natin na sum of the ordinary annuity. Kasi kailangan natin kunin what annuity is required. Pero bago makuha yon, alam natin, ano ba yung sum? Kasi sabi, may future amount, yun yung sum. O yung tinatawag na future. Okay, so ngayon, ano ba ang formula ng annuity? Yun ang isa sa mga importante na malaman, no? Okay, for the future amount of annuity, we already know that we can use this formula, very important, no? So ano ba yung ano na yun? Let's say S or F, pwede naman, no? For the total sum, we have A, if not mistaken, no? Ito ang magiging pinaka S or pwede F, that is 1 plus I raised to N minus 1 divided by I. And we have also uh, the P, pag inahat naman yung principal or yung P, that is A, 1 plus I raised to N minus 1 all over 1 plus I raised to N times I. So yan yung mga formula na dapat nating matandaan pagdating sa annuity. Dalawa lang naman kasi yan, no? Kaya dun sa problem natin, ito gagamitin ko. Pero given na to kasi itong S eh. Yung S natin yung 20,000. Ngayon yung A ang hinahanap. No? Tapos meron kang 1 plus I think that is 0.6. Then raised to 12 kasi annually naman, minus 1 divided by 0.06. So we can have the value of A according to the problem. So what is the value of A for the annuity? I think meron na tayong value dyan na equivalent to, in my calculator, I have, let me compute, no? Okay, in my calculator, okay, I have for the value of A, I have 1,185. So ito na yung ah babayaran natin. No, yun yung annuity na required. Okay? So pag ang sinasabi naman for example is the present amount or the present worth. For example, ang hinahanap is the annual payment pa rin naman. Pero pag sinabi ng bawa, ito yung question for the second question para malinaw sa atin, no? Yung tungkol sa annuity. Okay, for example, find the annual payment to extinguish a debt of 10,000 pesos. For example, yan. No? Okay. Payable for 6 years at 12% interest annually. Okay, so to solve that, we have P, A, 1 plus I raised to N minus 1 all over I, 1 plus I raised to N. No? So to do that, we have this value. I think ang kukunin ko lang dito is for the value of P, I think may 10,000 ka dito. And then we have A, 1 plus I is 0.12 raised to 6 minus 1 divided by 0.12, then 1 plus 0.12 kasi kung 6 years yan, no? So sa calculator ko, ang lumabas ay 2,432.26. So yan yung pagkuha, no, ng ating pagdating sa annuity. Okay? Okay, so that is an example, no, ng pagkuha ng ating annuity. Okay? So ngayon, ang isang susunod na di-discuss ko, since we already discussed, yung ating tinatawag na depreciation, no? So paano ba yung depreciation? Ang depreciation, just like we know, when we say depreciation, meron tayong mga methods of computing depreciation. Pero pag sinabing depreciation, pag tanggal ng value, di ba? Ng isang bagay. Halimbawa, may mga nagde-depreciate sa sakyan, nagde-depreciate yan. Pag binenta mo ng, pagbili mo ng 500,000, in 5 years, mura na yan. Reduction or fall in the value of an asset. Yun ang depreciation, no? May mga nag-a-appreciate. Halimbawa, yung nag-a-appreciate yung alahas, bayad lupa. So sabi nga, kung mag-i-invest ka, doon sa mga nag-a-appreciate. Ang sasakyan ba is a depreciation? Yes, no, nagde-depreciate yan, no? Kasi nagre-reduce ka ng or kumbaga sa ano nagpo-fall yung kanyang asset, no? Ng physical property. May physical depreciation, meron din mga functional depreciation, no? So, doon yun yung ano, nagiging examples of depreciation. Now, again, in definition, that is the reduction of fall in the value of an asset. Okay, so yun yung dapat natin tingnan, no? Or physical property. Okay? During the course, during the course of its working life and due to the passage of time. To the passage of time. So, yan yung kanyang ibig sabihin. Now, ano yung unang-una? May tinatawag tayo na straight line method, no? Sabihin ko yung formula. Ang straight line method is ganito ang example, no? Or yung SLM. Ang straight line method, yan ay method ng depreciation or computing depreciation. Na yan ay, kung di ako nagkakamali, that is D, that is C sub O minus C sub N all over N, no? Where D is the depreciation, syempre. Yun yung depreciated value, no? Initial cost o the first cost yung C sub O. Yung C sub N is cost after N years. Then N is the life of the property. Okay, so yun yung ating depreciation. So ngayon, ano ba yung mga dapat pa natin kunin dyan? Meron pa tayo kasi tinatawag na ano kung di ako nagkakamali, yung mga book value. Yung C sub M, tinatawag na book value or mas tinatawag din na salvage value or scrap value. Okay, so ngayon, yung mga yan, ginagamit yan to compute this, no? If ever, halimbawa, given si sub O minus D sub M. No, yung D sub M, that is yung total depreciation after M years. Depreciation after N years. So, most likely, yan yung ibig sabihin yan, no? So, yan yung mga formula under the straight line method. Siguro, gawa na tayo ng isang example, isang example that we can apply yung tinatawag nating mga straight line method, no? Okay, for example, in this scenario, harap na tayo ng pwede, no? Ito, pwede to. Since we are asking, no, to the depreciation, halimbawa, no? Merong, yung isang corporation, for example, let's say an ABC corporation, no? Example problem to. No? Itong ABC corporation, for example, no, or something like, siguro mas maganda, mas yung machine na lang, ito na lang, mas madali. Para basic, mas basic siya, no? Okay, a machine, cost 8,000 pesos. Tapos meron siyang estimated life. Estimated life of 10 years. No? With a scrap value or with a salvage value of 500 pesos. What is its book value? Ano yung book value dito, no? After 8 years. Using straight line, using SLM or straight line method. So, ang machine down, nagko-cost ng 8,000 and may estimated life ng 10 years, no? With a salvage value of 500. Ano daw ang book value nito after 8 years using the straight line method? Okay, so para gawin yan, meron tayong formula, no? To get this, we have D C sub O minus C sub N over N. We have D, meron tayong 8,000 na initial cost. Now, meron tayong 500 na scrap value or salvage value or book value. Now, ilan yung ano? Meron tayong 10 years. So, meron kang annual depreciation na 750. Ngayon, kailangan ko yung D sub M. Yan yung M after 8 years. So, 750 times 8, we have 6,000. Now, to solve for the initial cost, or yung tinatawag dito, sabi dito, ano daw yung kanyang book value after 8 years, no? Kasi kinakailangan natin malaman. So, para malaman natin yan, yung kanyang book value over 8 years, kinakailangan ko malaman yung C sub M. Ito yung kanyang C sub M, no? So, C sub M is, alam na natin initial cost, 8,000. Ngayon, yung kanyang total depreciation is 6,000. So, meron kang 2,000. So, yan yung ating magiging value after 8 years. So, this is the value, no? So, ayun, yun yung ating magiging scrap value, no? After 8 years using the depreciation method, no? Okay? So, that is the answer, no? For that. Okay? So, ngayon, ang susunod naman na example natin dyan is yung tinatawag na sinking fund method, no? Ano ba yung sinking fund? Record natin, no? Pag sinabing sinking fund, ito yung kanyang formula, no? For the sinking fund. Sinking fund method. Okay, ito yung D, C sub O minus C sub N, then multiplied by I, then 1 plus I raised to N minus 1. Okay, yung formula, no? So, the C sub O is the first cost. The C sub N is the cost after N years. So, ano pa? N is the life of the property. Okay, so yan yung mga values natin, no? Now, dahil yan yung mga formula natin sa sinking fund, yun pa rin naman yung ating book value. Yung mga tatandaan nyo, the C sub M is C sub O minus D sub M, which is this, in turn, this is the formula. No? And for the D sub M, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, yan yung annual depreciation multiplied by 1 plus I raised to M. No? Minus 1 divided by I. So this is the formula. Okay? So M years, no? Yung N, yung taon natin. Okay? Ano pa ba? Siguro idiretso ko na siya sa declining, no? Para isang, ano na lang mamaya, bigyan tayo ng isang example. Para for example na lang mamaya, declining balance. Ang declining balance method ay ito naman yung pinaka-formula. For the declining, meron tayong tinatawag na Matheson's formula. Okay, ano yung Matheson formula sa declining? In a Matheson formula, we have K is equivalent to 1 minus square root of C sub N over C sub O. Okay, ito yung aking ano, no? Or meron tayong K din na equivalent to 1 minus square root of C sub M over C sub O. So ito yung basically the given. Okay, so yung K natin is a constant percentage, no? So yun yung tinatawag na declining balance. At yung isa naman yung tinatawag naman natin na sum of the digits method of the years digits. Ito naman. Or yung tinatawag na SYD. Actually, may kanya-kanya tayong formula dyan. Halimbawa, for the D sub 1 is equivalent to C sub O minus C sub N. Multiplied by the N divided by the summation of years. Okay, ngayon, yung D sub 2, nagkakaroon tayo ng, ng pinaka minus 1 dun sa N. Kaya N minus 1 divided by summation of years. And then the D sub 3, kung di ako nagkakamali, N minus 2, no? So, on and so forth. So, ganoon nangyayari para, no? Okay, so basically, ganyan nangyayari for the sums of the digits method. Kaya yung book value nito na C sub M is equivalent to C sub O minus D1 plus D2 plus so and so forth plus D sub uh, M, no? So, yan yung nagiging formula. Kaya, most likely, meron tayong the sum of the years is equivalent to N plus 1 over 2. So, yun nangyayari sa atin. Okay, so that is the sum of the years method, no? Okay. So, example, harap tayo. Declining balance method. Okay, so kuha tayo dito ng okay, so dito tayo sa part na to. Harap tayo ng isang example. Okay. Halimbawa, ito, no? Example lang to, ah. Halimbawa, yung BOM mo, BOM, o yung volt, ah, yung voltmeter natin, for example, meron siyang selling price na, may selling price siya ng, let's say, for example, 400 pesos. Tapos, so, di-expect natin na magde-decline siya. No, decline siya ng 10% rate per annum. Bakit? Due to obsolescence, no? Okay, so nabawa, kada year nababawasan ng 10%, no? Now, what will be the selling price? Pa ito mga applicable sa mga sasakyan to eh, pag binibenta mo, no? What will be its selling price after 5 years? So imagine guys, no? So gagamit ako ng Matheson or declining balance method. So K is equivalent to or siguro ito na lang yung mas mauna ata yung ano doon. 1, no? Tapos kung di ako nagkakamali, that is naka-raise to M yun eh. CO over CM. Now, solving for the book value after 5 years, alam naman natin yung K natin will be 10% or simply 0.10. No? Yan yung kumbaga sa yan yung interest, no? Now, by 0.10, baga pwede nating makuha, no? Ang ginamit natin is declining balance method pala, Matheson formula. So, gumamit tayo ng declining balance method using the Matheson's formula. So, using the Matheson's formula, ay ito yung ating gagamiting value. So meron kang una siguro C sub 5 muna o C sub M, di ba? O ito muna gagamitin ko, C sub O, then 1 minus K raised to M. So ito yung dalawang formula lang ginamit natin. So halimbawa, ito, yung C sub O natin, ilan ba? 400. 1 minus 0.10 raised to 5. So sa calculator ko, meron ko lang 236.196. So ito na pala. No need na yung isa. Okay, so ito na yung ginamit natin in solving that, no? Okay, so I hope that is clear sa part na yan. So naging 236 na lang siya after 5 years. So ganun yung kanyang naging decrease, no? So bumaba siya sa rate. So kaya tatanungin man, ba, sa sasakyan, ilang percent ba? Binili mo ng ganito at 5 years. Ito na yung kanyang magiging selling price kasi nagde-depreciate siya after 5 years, no? Nagde-depreciate. Okay? So anyway, so I think yung iba naman can be solved using na i-tackle naman natin. Isingit ko lang yung tinatawag na break-even bago tayo matapos. Yung break-even, ibig sabihin, kasi importante yung break-even. Sa engineering economy, yung may target natin, to may break-even. Ang break-even, explain ko lang dito, no, in a simpler discussion. Okay, halimbawa, ito yung tinatawag natin na revenue. This is the revenue. Di ba? Tapos meron kang production. This is the production. Let's say this is the income. Tapos, masasabi ko na ito yung tinatawag natin na profit. Yung kita, no? Ito yung point na to na nag-intersect, tinatawag yan na break-even point. Ibig sabihin, sa break-even point, yung equal mo o yung ating sales generated or income is just enough to cover the fixed and variable. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng income, no? Yung sales generated kasi dito, guys, no, yung sales generated, yun yung tinatawag natin na income. O yung pumapasok na pera sa kanya, no? Nagpapasok ng pera sales, no? Pag sinabi naman natin na expenses, yun yung mga fixed and variable cost. So kasi may iba-iba kasi yung mga pinagkakagastusan, di ba? May variable, may fixed. Na ang ibig sabihin pag break even pala, nag-equal to where the income uh, is just enough to cover the expense. Kaya masasabi natin, yan yung tinatawag natin na break even. Kaya itong break-even chart na tinatawag natin is where there is a break-even point na kapag nandito ka, yung nakuha mong value, for example, no, in a chart ng break-even, may tinatawag ka na dito na loss. Yan yung lugi ka, no? Halimbawa, ito kasi yung nandito sa part na to, no, for example, ito yung tinatawag natin na fixed cost. Ito yung variable. So, ngayon guys, ang profit kapag na-exceed mo yung na-exceed mo yung income na okay parang mababa yung expense, mas malaki income. So, the expense na-exceed mo. Ito yung tinatawag na profit. Dito ka na kumita. Okay? So, most likely, ito yung nalugi ka. Kapag yung mo, hindi nag-eco, malaki pa expense. Kasi sa income mo, dapat malaki income para ikaw ay kumita. No? So, again, that is the break-even chart. A diagram relationship between volume and fixed and variable cost. So I hope the lesson is clear even though it is summarized lang, but it can be still useful, no, to all of us, no, especially sa atin, no, mga na magbo-board exam ng electronics engineering. So I hope this is very clear, no? sa inyo and natutunan. And kindly watch it if you have kung may mga tanong kayo when it comes to engineering economy. So thank you and God bless.